Title of this story from the AITA subreddit is, Am I the astronaut for making my daughter choose a different restaurant for her birthday meal than the one she really wanted? My 39 female daughter very recently had her 17th birthday. My husband, 42 male, and I told her to pick out a restaurant that she'd like us to take her to for her birthday. She chose a seafood restaurant that we'd never been to. And looking over the menu, I saw that the vast majority of the dishes contained shellfish. There were a few fish entrees, as well as some surf and turf, but there were only a couple of non-seafood dishes. Our son, 15 male, is deathly allergic to shellfish. He also can't stand fish. There were only a couple of dishes there that he could actually eat. I didn't want to take him there because I knew that he wouldn't really enjoy his meal and I was worried about cross-contamination. I told my daughter that this restaurant wouldn't work and that she would have to pick out a different one. My son said that he would be fine just staying home, that we could use the money that we would have spent on his meal to just order a pizza for him instead. My husband also insisted that since it was our daughter's birthday, that she should be able to choose the restaurant and that our son would be fine home alone with pizza and video games. But here's the thing. We can only afford to go out as a family every so often. When we splurge on a restaurant meal, I want both of our children there. I insisted my daughter choose a different place and we had a nice meal as a family, but she's still a little salty that she didn't get to have her first choice of restaurants. Most people I've asked say I'm wrong, but again, we can only afford to go out every so often. Is it so wrong that I wanted to do it as a family? My daughter still had a nice birthday meal. Top comment here. You're the asshole for a lot of reasons. First, if you were going to put parameters on her choice, you should have told her that beforehand. Second, you seem more hung up on the fact that your son wouldn't like his food than his allergy. Your son's preferences are irrelevant. This is your daughter's day. He seems to understand that, but you don't. Third, if you were really concerned about cross-contamination, you could have called ahead to discuss your concerns and see what precautions the restaurant would be willing to take. If that is not satisfying, which would be perfectly understandable, your son offered to stay home. I get that you want to have a family meal, but all you've done is tell your daughter that she is not worth individual celebration. This could have been a great opportunity for you and your husband to have individual time with your 17-year-old, a rare opportunity. Instead, you've squandered that, creating unnecessary conflict and possibly formed resentment between your daughter and her brother. Yeah. My favorite part of this story. Hold on, let me get off a red light mode here. Let the boy stay home with pizza, Denise. Yes, exactly. And Elise, yes, a seafood house serving mainly shellfish. Wow, it's crazy, isn't it? It's just crazy. It's crazy. Even her brother wanted her to have what she wanted. Yes, artsy fartsy. There was a solution presented. Hey, silver platter. What's that on that silver platter? It's a solution. Mom looked at it real close and said, nah. Okay, Mom, you are not an asshole for wanting to have both of your kids there because that's a feeling, right? You can feel whatever you want to feel and you're not the asshole for feeling anything. It's what you do with those feelings that can make you the asshole or make you not the asshole. In this case, you allowed that feeling, that selfish feeling of wanting to fill up your own cup, removed from someone else's cup. We just talked about this earlier, guys. Look at it. It's coming full circle now. Full circle. We're going full circle here. I think it was the first story, too. Look at us. Look at us grow and learn. She did successfully fill up her own cup by removing from her daughter's. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. Mom, was going to be more fulfilled by having both of her kids there, so lessened her daughter's experience so that Mom could get what she really wanted. That's a great message to send your kid. Hey, you know what? On your birthday, we're going to do what I really want to do. Just what every kid wants. Solution from the affected person incognito. Yes, absolutely. The person who was affected by this whole situation where she chose to go, the person who was going to be affected by that offered the solution. Said, yo, just let me stay home and eat pizza and play video games. He would have preferred that. And your daughter would have just soaked up quality time with just her parents sitting there with just her at her favorite place to eat. Do you know how much more rewarding that would have been than to force everybody to go to a second tier choice and have a mediocre experience? You said we had a lovely time, but she's still salty. So it wasn't super lovely then, was it? And meanwhile, your son is sitting here eating whatever's on his plate that you forced him to order, thinking the whole time, man, I really thought I was going to be able to game with my buddies and eat some pizza tonight. But here I am. Happy birthday, sis. You failed hard, Mom. And it all comes down to a selfish decision. It comes down to a selfish decision. That was very selfish of you, Mom. It was very selfish. You chose what you wanted, which was having both kids there, instead of what your daughter, whose birthday it was, what she wanted. You chose you over her on her birthday. Yeah. All right, Mom. Let's talk about Mom. Everybody thinks they're doing the right thing, right? And Candy Thunder and I talked about this earlier today. I can't remember what we were talking about. It was somebody doing some stupid shit, and everybody thinks they're doing the right thing. Even if they're doing something truly evil, they think it's right for some reason. So Mom thinks she's doing the right thing because her priority is keeping her family together. Her priority is the realm, right? Not the individual. In most days, 364 days out of the year, cool. This is the one day where you got to prioritize one kid over the family, over the realm. So it was a fail. How big of a fail was it? How big a fail are you? It's at least a two. I'm going 2 here. I don't think Mom's evil. I don't think she realizes that she chose herself instead of her daughter. I don't think she realizes it. And I don't think she's evil because I don't think it was malicious. She viewed this as a Kobayashi Maru. She viewed it as a situation where she would lose no matter what was chosen here. So she tried to choose what was best for the whole family. And as long as the family stays together, everything's fine. That's her viewpoint on it. And as a mom, I can see how that would be a first line of defense 364 days a year. Again, this one day out of the year, it should be to prioritize the kid's birthday, the kid who has the birthday, right? So I think it's a 2. It's not malicious. I don't think it's evil. I think she was ignorant to the fact that she was choosing to fill up her own cup instead of her daughter's.